Hey, how you doing? Austin here. Let's talk about another real reason that Bitcoin and the overall crypto market has really been down, quite frankly, in the last week or two plus. Are we in a bear market? Are we, is this just like a short-term dip? Things of that nature. So, guys, this is a guy that I love, Raoul Pal. I always want to say Pal, but it's Raoul Pal. This is one of the best guys out there who looks at Bitcoin, Ethereum, overall market conditions. He's got a great YouTube channel. He's not a friend of mine or anything. He doesn't need my referrals. But if you're looking for somebody to kind of follow and know what's going on, this is one of the guys that I watch. This is one of the guys that I pay attention to. Because, there's this deal, right? There's always somebody else smarter than you in the proverbial room, and again, pay attention to them if they if they're good at their piece of the proverbial puzzle, if you will. Okay, and so this is a very interesting take. And it's one that we haven't really talked about. So I've done other videos talking about the reasons for what's going on. We've talked about COVID. We've talked about inflation here in the States being at all-time highs in the last 40 years. We've talked about government regulations coming in. We've talked about the Federal Reserve. We've talked about all of those. This has nothing to do with the hat, okay? This is something that when I read this, I'm like, this is really interesting. And I do firmly believe that there is some truth here. And this is something that, frankly, some of us really haven't been paying attention to or really thinking of. Here we go. All right. So I want to talk to you about, let me show you. Okay, so basically, Powell has speculated in an interview that the explosive crypto rally that we have been waiting. Remember, we had talked about hey, we were expecting a rally in Q4 of 2021. I have said that on my channel. I know other big YouTubers have had, etc. But here's the interesting part about that. That never really materialized. Now, we had things that happened. We had the flash crash. We had, we had hacks of Bitmart, etc. All this kind of stuff. But it really hasn't materialized. And there's been, I think, various reasons. There has been inflation fears, COVID, all that kind of stuff. But this, again, is a much different reason. So he's basically saying, hey, it hasn't materialized because retail traders simply don't have enough cash on hand. Now, he's using the word traders, but really what that is, guys, is he's talking about retail investors. That is you and I. We are retail investors, okay? So he's basically saying, in a nutshell, that it didn't. One of the main reasons that this bull run at the end, in the right here, right now, that we expected in Q4 of 21 hasn't happened is because retail investors simply don't have enough money, cash on hand to buy coins and tokens. Period. Now I could end the video there and we'd be done, but don't go away because there's more here. Okay. So he goes on to say, Raul does say, and quote, something feels new. It's been choppier basically since March to May when Bitcoin topped first, then Ethereum. They really haven't broken out again. He's talking about Bitcoin and Ethereum. He's right. So they've been in this kind of big, he uses the word sloppy range that goes up and down a lot. Again, right? We kind of go up and then we kind of move back down, but we didn't get that breakout, okay? So he said, I've been thinking about that because normally at this point in the crypto cycle, you would have seen mass retail participation, can't say that. Again, you and I are retail participation. I can't say that word. That's crazy. I didn't know I couldn't. Retail investors coming in. Okay, so we have not seen mass retail buyers coming in and this explosive run beginning. I was expecting it, as was many. It hasn't materialized. Why? So he goes on to say, hey, is there something structurally wrong? Or not? But he goes right here. Crypto is discretionary spending or discretionary investment. What he's basically saying is that, and there's a lot of truth in this. For a lot of people out there who want to put money into crypto, like community coins, like Shiba Inu, Saitama, or Ethereum, Bitcoin, or coins like Cardano, XRP, Phantom, etc., Solana, it's still at the end of the day for a lot of retail investors discretionary income, meaning money they basically have left over after they've paid everything else, after they've paid the rent, the mortgage, things of that nature, money to put food on the table, to feed the family, etc. And I agree with that, okay? And so, but that's something that we really haven't talked about before, is the fact that crypto, for probably the vast majority of retail traders is money that they have put in that's left over. Why do they not have money right now? Inflation, COVID, hit. A lot of people are out of jobs, or markets really still haven't, come. Some businesses still haven't come back, etc. Things of that nature. But inflation's a biggie. But again, discretionary spending. Okay, so we let me see what else. Powell discounts the idea that smaller investors are not jumping into crypto because they see it as too risky. I agree. I don't think that, you don't see small investors, basically like you and I, seeing crypto as too risky. I don't think that the majority of them. I think that a lot of people out there, smaller retail investors, they see crypto as a way to sometimes hedge against inflation. That's there as well. But again, just to land this plane and come back to the main point that I want you to walk away from is that you have inflation up at its all-time highs in the last 40 years. And at the end of the day, the average person or peoples that are looking to put money into crypto simply don't have the money. And you're talking about on a massive scale, millions and millions and millions of people just don't have that much money right here, right now. Now, you could add into this, they are also maybe trying to, take care of Christmas first for the family, and that's where that money is going. I think there probably is a little bit of that as well. But I do think this is a big, big thing. Like I said, go check Raul Powell. I always get his name right. I always want to say Raul Powell, out on YouTube. He's got a great channel. But give it some thought. What do you think? Drop in the comments below. Would love to hear from you. With all that said, I'll see you later. Take it easy. Hey, go make some money. Bye.